Hi guys. I was going to say happy Monday. It's happy Tuesday. We threw it a little different and I appreciate you guys being flexible and I'm super excited. Hopefully y'all had an amazing 4th of July. I can't believe we're halfway through the year already.
My
So
goodness.
we're going to light July on fire and just bring the boom. I'm super excited. Tonight we have a special guest on with us, Tashina Kerr is a Triple Diamond. I think she's on. I think Joel made her co-host. She is. So I'm going to bring her on. We're going to get right into this Zoom. We're going to make it short and sweet and to the point, but I really wanted to make sure you guys knew I also like throwing things different because in order to get somewhere, sometimes we have to do different just to like the 5-second rule, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, get up, or 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And I think we get so much in a routine, which is good, but then also how to add to what you're doing and how to say no to some things. And I think throughout the summer, I'm just going to really show you guys, can you build this fast? Can you build a big business through summer when there's barbecues and lake days and all of the things? So I want to show you guys just some simple things that you can do to include into your already busy schedule. Because some people might have jobs, they might have kiddos. Like a lot of us, we have a lot of things on our plate. And so I love summer because this is the time when I can see people that want to take their business serious, make a jump. And so that's you that's on tonight. So I'm excited that you joined us and maybe some are listening to the replay. I think that's good. So
yeah, and this is the time when you pass other people. This is the season where you actually can leap ahead of those around you, because what you're doing now is you're doing the things that others won't do so that you can have what others won't have. That's what this summer season does. This allows you to set yourself apart from everybody else. You may be trailing behind, but all of a sudden this season causes you to jump ahead of everyone because you've done the things necessary when others weren't.
I didn't even say who we were. I'm like, we got right into the Zoom, but you guys,
I'm Joel Dunn.
We are. Yeah, they're like, who are these crazy people? We are Stephanie and Joel Dunn, and we have been with the company 12 years. We had our 12-year anniversary last month.
Crazy,
but this just shows you we're just regular people, really excited to help you. And I just always think, how did I get ahead? Especially when we were working back what seemed like 14, 15-hour days. Like, how were we going to be able to add one more thing? And I wanted more. I was willing to sacrifice to do the things. And a lot of people look at us now and go, you're so lucky, but they don't see the behind the scenes or the work, the adjustments that we did to make this business work. And so that's why I get so excited and really ready to jump in, because I'm just a worker. And I think when we bring on Tashina, the thing too is I don't want to say work harder, work smarter. And that's what I want you guys to understand is we can work in short little spurts and really make this work for you. So we're going to bring on Tashina real quick, because she kind of transitioned from working to doing this full time from home, and it was an adjustment. So Tashina, are you on?
I'm here. Hello, everybody.
Hi. Hey, I just saw you this weekend. For those of you that don't know her, she came into our life. God, we were talking about this. I don't even know. It seems like 18 years ago, something crazy, ridiculous. She actually was the manager for one of our fitness franchises, you guys. So that's how we got introduced to Tashina. And she's just been part of our life always, because one of the things that I know in her is, I don't even want to say she's a hard worker, but she's a worker. And I love, one of the things that she wants more than anything right now is to bring her husband home and retire him. And they've been setting up a plan. But I've watched you transition, Tashina, over the years of doing this, being afraid to just do this and letting other things go. So tell everybody a little bit who you are, what your life is like, and then we'll talk about your structure, because I love how structured you are.
Okay, I'm Tashina. I've been with the company for, actually, this is my second go around. So I actually joined, I think, with Steph when she first started. We met in this little town of Casanova, and I picked up my $200 kit with 4 wraps in it at a carpool or something. And so I am so excited now back then I just didn't see what I had my hands on, and I wish I would have, because I stopped. We were getting paper checks from Mark at that point in time. I think I got to Ruby, and Todd didn't really know. My husband, he didn't really know, because that was like my mad money. So he was like, "Oh, you're doing all these wrap parties, and I don't see anything from it." Well, that was like my cash I was hiding because we were broke and I wanted some extra money. And so we just kind of fizzled out. I didn't even tell her I was quitting. I just kind of like let it go. And then years later, my husband, he was watching. We'd both had been kind of watching, but I was just kind of like scroll through all the things because I felt like that could never be me. And Todd had been watching. And so he's the one who reached out to Joel. And then they made it happen. And I've been here ever since, and I love it. I fell in love. I went all in. If I was going to do it again, I said, I'm going to do all the things. So I've been all in, but I've not been all in 100% a lot of the time, because if I had, I'd be ambassador and my husband would be retired, but things happen. And so just last year, I quit my job. I've always worked 3 jobs, you guys, since I was like 12. So doing this alone was scary. I was scared of security. I was scared of like, what if I drop below my rank and I need X amount of dollars to live? And so, but I am so excited I made the jump because I see things happening now. I made a shift. It took about 2 months, 2 or 3 months really, to get in a groove. And now I have a good routine, and I have some non-negotiables that I don't do anything because I'm kind of blue. And if somebody says, hey, you want to go to lunch, I want to go to lunch. So I make sure I don't set anything in my day until after those things are done. And yeah, so that's a little bit about me.
That's so good. So you got,
yeah,
and you guys, yes, she has two busy kids too. Kind of one's an adult, so it's really weird. But you guys, I want you guys to hear this too. Is a lot of times we'll bring people on that you hear skyrocket to the top quickly, and Tashina reminds me like the little engine that could. She's hit obstacles, but she didn't give up. Because we hear these stories of people that come in, and you can go fast, but the idea behind all of this is don't quit, because we never know what that moment in your time is that you're going to have that aha of like, I've got it. I'm all in, or I'm not scared. I'm tired of being in the fear and I'm going to really go for it. And so sometimes people come in and they tiptoe, they put their toe in the water to see, okay, it's a little cold. I'm not sure if I want to go in all the way. And then others are just like running off the dock, diving in. They don't care how cold it is, right? They're just going to go all in and be like, I'll figure it out later. And they're just running. But I love that this business doesn't judge you on that. It's a journey. And we've heard that a lot of times is just don't give up. Like you guys heard, she joined me right at the beginning. What if she would have never quit? She could be a little bit different path, but that's still part of her story. God had that plan for her and she learned from it. And now she can relate to people like, hey, you know, when you're feeling tired or when you're feeling something, you don't quit. You just reach out and advocate for yourself. Like, hey, I feel like I'm doing the things, but I'm not getting anywhere. And so that's what I want to talk to you guys about, especially in the summer, is being so focused on your non-negotiables. And you hear your 6 lists, your non-negotiables. What are those look like? And we knew 4th of July was going to happen. So it's not that you don't have fun. We're not saying don't go do all the things. We want you to enjoy your life, like create the life that you want and then implement this in. And she's done a great job of including that in and getting it up in the morning and doing her routine and still looking like, man, she owns her day. What is she doing? And she makes it look effortlessly. And so, Tashina, what are some of your non-negotiables that you could share, you know, for a newbie all the way to somebody that's been in for 5-6 years?
Yeah, so I still feel like I'm a newbie. I have so many more things I want to achieve. And so I look at this as a fresh start every single day. So I might post a lifestyle. I do a lot of lifestyle posts. It might look like what this has done to me now, but I remember back then it was, I even just posted this, like it's putting gas in my car. It was, for me, it was paying all my electric, gas, and water bill in the same month because I could never do that. And so I think that's so important those are still my goals every month. I get excited every 15th of the month to pay all the things in one day. And it's like, I dreamed for that. And it seems so little, I know, to so many different people, but I strived for that. So When I transitioned into this, it's crazy, right? Because you think you own your whole day, and then all of a sudden the day owns you, and you're like, I didn't get anything done. And that was me because I'm at home. So I felt like I all of a sudden was a housewife. And then I had to do the laundry, and I had to do the dishes, and I had to make sure dinner was done, and I had to do all of the things. And which you still can, but I can learn how to delegate. So I can delegate some to my husband, I can delegate some to my kids, and I don't have to be super mom, because a super mom's going to be the one buying all the things and making sure there's a stocked pantry. So I can be a super mom in other ways now. So for me, right away in the morning, I make sure I don't turn on my phone right away. I set my mind right for the day every single day. I talk to myself, I pray, I do my devotions, I tell myself what I want to achieve every single day, and I just kind of have a plan of action for the day. So I do that, then I get on the phone and I basically work. So I do messaging. They're not going to fall from the sky to you guys. Like, you have to reach out, you have to message, and I message probably 100 to 200 messages a day, and there's a lot of no's. There's probably 90% no's, but I'm not going for the no's, I'm going for the yeses. And so I know that, especially now they threw out this 5 customers a week, I want an extra $400 a month. That's not included in my commission check. So every week, guess what? That's my new goal. My new goal is 5 a week. And if I have a newbie, I want to help them get their 6. So my goal might be 11 a week. And I can do it because that's what you're going to go for. So on top of messaging, I make sure I'm posting. Lifestyle posts are so important, not just product posts, because everyone sees an advertisement, but you using the product is also important. And being consistent with Zooms, I get them on the morning Zoom every day, except when I absolutely cannot be. Today I could not be, but I am on. I want to see community. I love people, and I like people's faces. And now that I'm not working, and I was used to working 3 jobs, I miss people. And so I'm making it, I enjoy that, even if it's virtual. So I think that's important, just to get to know people. So I know I see like Erica Roberts on here. We met her briefly. Like, I see people on here and I'm like, gosh, I just feel like we have such a great sisterhood, and I absolutely love that. So get in, get all in, meet people, allow yourself to feel the company, not just make the money.
I think that's so important, that community part, like meeting people and seeing, oh, they're just regular people and they're not judgy. And, you know, a lot of the times we look at things on social media and you think, God, they look so perfect. How can I be like that? Well, we're not asking you to be them. We're asking for you to be your best self. And what does that best self look like? And so there are some ways to make it look good with, I look back and go, man, I didn't even know how to take a picture. So how do
We
you
were
get
dying
those?
over some of
How
these
do you get the
photos.
lighting right? Well, the sun shouldn't be behind you. It should be on your face. And so there were some things that I've learned along the way, but I did it. And I look back and go, wow, I've gotten better, and I continue to get better. So those are some things that when you look at that, it's just, they may have learned how to take a picture. Did they do a Lightroom? Did they do a preset? You know, those are some of the things that you're going to learn, and we get excited about when we start seeing that. You know, cleaning up your Facebook and Instagram. If you're new and you were interested and you got started because you saw somebody on social, what did their social media look like? It probably wasn't negative posting. It was something that drew you in. So make it a conscious effort, especially right now. Write down, you know, who do you want to be? I want to be a fun, exciting person that people are drawn to. I want to be a product of the product. I want people to be like, man, you look so healthy. What are you doing? Or you're always having fun. How do you do that? You know, like, how can you make your socials look good? So one of the things too, I know that she does this, is you can print your daily task list. You guys, you have it in the Connect app, and in your eSuite. And probably if you search in your team pages, you're going to see daily task lists. I think that sometimes we get in a habit that we forget to do the basics of just printing that off and then being diligent by marking that box off if you've done it. And so I think when you are a list person, even if you're not, this is a great way to start being consistent and see where you can start to add things to get more customers and distributors, and then take away things in your life that you're like, okay, this isn't adding income to me. I want to take that out. I want to start eliminating that. And so I know for me, it's usually like TV shows. Where can I eliminate some of those things? Or can I record them and then binge watch them, when I know that this is a time I can do that or something. So it's just being smart with your time. But I'm going to read some of these to you guys so and she kind of said it. So show yourself making or using a product on Instagram or Facebook. Facts tell, stories sell. That includes a pull or a swipe option. So I want to make sure you guys write that down. If you're in there, you got to remember, if it's you and you're sharing your life, people really want to see that. Like, I love just sharing stuff and then throwing some product posts in there, throughout it. But people really want to see that. So what is a couple of the products that you can fall in love with? And I think her name was Emily, I think a weekend, I'm not sure. So welcome. I think that was it. Yeah, Emily, to the team. Go on and look at some of the products, and maybe you already have, or maybe you were a customer and you were using some of those products, but what are some products that you could be passionate about and show? So those are some things. Make a post about your personal story, past, present, future blessings. So what are some things that you love about your life? Maybe you have kids, maybe just add some random facts that people don't know. And you want to do this throughout all the time, every month. Like, I think people assume, I think this all the time, like, people know my story, but I'm constantly adding new people, so they don't know my story, or they don't know that I'm looking for more people to join my team unless I'm asking them and creating like, wonder what she does. Number 3, go to your Facebook friends list and pick 25 people. Sort from newest to oldest, then like and comment on their pages. You guys, this is all information that you guys can click right onto your on your app. Go to Instagram, click following, and sort by most recent. And why most recent is because they're on, and that's something that's an active person. And so we want to make sure that we're engaging with active people, because you want people in your business that are going to be active. I like searching nearby. So something that is near me, I like to see if they've tagged, because then if you want a local team or you want to meet up and sell products or do expos, sometimes that works best. But maybe you want to go to a different state because you've always wanted to go there. I used to do that all the time. Like, where am I going? So I'm going to give you guys a little hint. This is something that I'm doing right now, so you're all going to do this. There is a training in Houston, Texas. I think it's next week. I have to look at the date. And so I'm adding people that are in Houston, Texas, in Facebook and Instagram, because I want to be able to send them, because they can go free and hear about more information about what the business is that I do. So I've always done that. And now that we're starting to have in-person events, you guys, you can start searching that maybe in team pages. Go on Cammie's page, Cammie Pentecost, Mark Pentecost, and see if they've posted recent, like where are going to be some trainings at. So I know that Houston's coming up. You all should start doing that and start tagging and being excited. And then one of the tips I do is, if I'm interacting with people from Houston, if they become my friend, is I'm posting through my stories, but I know that it's coming up. So I'll say, hey, have you ever seen what I do? Have you ever thought about making extra money? And then I'll message them that. And then now I can send them. So if you're new, or maybe you're nervous to talk to people about the business, this is a great way to have other people that are successful
to push it off onto somebody else.
Yeah. So that's something that I wanted to share with you guys on that. Here's another one for your list, is message 10 people about the customer option from a poll. So I think Tashina probably does this too. I'm going to have you talk about your green light messaging, but I love to do polls because it gets me interaction, even if it's a big poll across the screen. I love that because it's people clicking on it. Even if it's not really them interested in the business, it still creates conversation that you can reach out. And now you've opened the door, because maybe they're like, oh, that would be something. Maybe I am open to it. So really try to do a poll, if not like every other day, if not every day, like making sure that you do that. And Tashina, I love one of the things that you do in the morning and you share about is green light messaging. So can you guys are going to want to take notes. We don't always share about this, but can you talk about green light messaging?
Yeah, so on Facebook or even on Instagram. On Facebook, if you go to your friends list and you scroll through, you'll see their picture and it's around a little circle. If there's a tiny circle that's green, that means that they're online. So you know that if you're actually messaging somebody who uses Facebook, because I don't know how many friends I have and their account is there, but they're probably never ever go on. So if they have a green light, you know that they're actually using it. So right then and there, I will click on their profile, send them a message. I have 3 different kinds of messages I send. I send one that's completely non-networks related. So if I've already probably sent them either a product tester message or an opportunity message, I might just send them a message saying, hey, do you realize how valuable you are? I wanted to be the first one to tell you today. Or you are wonderfully made, or beautiful and wonderfully made. I have a few different ones. You can actually Google search messages to send to strangers, and it will pop up all kinds of different. I save them in my boards, and I have like message 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I know I send them in order. So that way I don't have to scroll through 10,000 messages and they say, oh, I got that same nice message last week, you know? So I do that. I love those messages too, you guys, because you might think it's not serving a purpose, but so many times I've sent either an opportunity message before that or a product tester message before that. And that one message just said I'm a real person and not asking for something. They're like, oh yeah, and now tell me about this or about that. So I love doing that. I also encourage all my team to do that because messaging is scary for a lot of people. And so if you send those nice messages first, I usually send 30 of those right away first in the day. Your messages that you're going to start getting back are, hey girl, you just made my day, or thank you so much, that was so sweet of you. Those messages are a lot nicer than, why are you asking me to be a product tester? Like, because you're going to get those messages too. So I like the balance of those nice messages coming back instead of just like, wah, wah, like another no, you know. So I like doing that, and it kind of warms you up, I feel like, to even just sending a message. It makes you feel good. So
Yeah. Do you guys love that? Drop that in the comment if you love that idea, because that was so brilliant that she's doing that. And you guys, I want you to understand something. So we're top earners in the company and we still message people. And sometimes it just burns me to no end that people are like, oh, I don't like network marketers. They're messaging, or those it works people. I'm going to tell you right now that every network company, they message people. I don't know why they like to pick on us sometimes. I'm just not like that, but you have to open your mouth and you have to talk to people. It's networking. So I got a message, you guys, and I want to read this to you because it's something that does feel uncomfortable, but it opens the door. And so I love what Tashina said is she's just opening the door for just a nice conversation. And what happens is that person more than likely is going to go look and go, what does Tashina do? I want to go check her out and see what happened. And this has happened to me on Instagram. I got a message in my inbox. I get these quite a bit, actually, guys, and I save them because I want you to understand that we're not the only ones that do this. Like Tashina said, customers don't always just drop from the sky to you. It's we need to ask, and even more so with social media, and we'll get into that in a second. But this is the message. I just love meeting new people. Took a peek at your feed and you are amazing. Please keep it up. We definitely need more uplifting and inspiring leaders on social media like yourself. I love your energy and passion. Hope you're having a great day. So what did I do? I wanted to go see what she was all about, checked out her Instagram, and she's in another networking company. So I just want you guys to know that. Like, if you feel like, oh my gosh, I don't want to be that annoying person messaging, we're not annoying. We're doing our job. Just like a boutique is sending me a message, or they have your email or your phone number. They're just letting you know about an opportunity to make more money, maybe a sale on a product, or just letting you know, hey, I just wanted to send you a nice message. So that was huge for me. It was a refresher. And I thought that this would be good for you guys to hear that too.
Well, and one of the things too, guys, is be a positivity spreader. I think that's what the most important thing, if you could take this away, is it feels good to tell people things like this. You know, even though some of them you've taken the time to pre-populate them, it's still, once you hit that send button, for you, that releases endorphins in your head because you're telling somebody something good, and you're in turn going to get a good response just from being positive. And there's not a lot of people out there doing that. So you're setting yourself apart by being that positive, outgoing person.
Yeah. So if you feel, and I think we shared a little bit about this a couple of weeks ago or last week, is if you feel like your algorithms are stuck or you want more, then do what you want more of. So if you want people to respond, go start messaging people in Messenger. So take the time to do that. And I think that's where a lot of people, newbies, or again, getting in that comfortable, like you're just going through the motion of checking the box off, like, oh, I sent 10 messages, or I added 10 people. I don't want you guys, I want you in a habit, but I also want you to recognize to go beyond that a little bit. So you've got the habit down. How can I make that better to get more results in return of that? So I think making sure that you are doing that, but then also knowing your cousin has a brick and mortar business and they did a lot through social media, and theirs is like come to a halt, and they're a one-man show. You know, as we build this business, we have multiple people. You have a team effort that's bringing in customers and distributors. They don't. And so that's kind of eye-opening to me, is they have to be the magic, where here, if we can do all of us come together, it's a compound effect, which at the beginning you feel like you're doing all the work, and then you get a couple people and it's just going to start to compound. And so I don't want you to think, I feel like I'm digging, I haven't hit the gold yet. Like keep going, because you're going to go. And then what happens is you're going to want more of those people. Like it never fails. Like, I'm just the worker, I want one of me. And then you're going to get one. And we don't know when that is. So I think being the little engine that could is so important in this line of business, because we don't know when it's going to happen. And I think there was a leader, I think it was Lachelle, shared, there was a girl that she had joined and she quit. And if she would have not quit, she would have had over 3 million in sales over the last couple of years. And that could have been her business. So think about that, like a compression, and the people that have quit in between and where they could be. So it's stay the course, do the things, and do your 6 lists. And does it matter? And it does matter. So
well, and the thing of it too, guys, is compound doesn't happen overnight. I mean, just think about it. You get started, you sign a distributor, you get a customer, that's one. But say 3 months in, when you've got a team of 40 people and they all go out and get one, and you get one, you got one, but your team got 41. That's where the math and the magic starts to happen. So make sure that you're going out as a group, collectively building your organization as a team together, because the more that you do together, the more and faster it will grow.
Yeah. And be consistent, you guys. Be consistent with it. Find your list that works for you. It might be something a little bit different. Stay close to the fire, especially through the summer. Like it's easy. I love that Ashley's like, oh, it's hard for me. You can go through the scroll hole and start doing that. So set a timer on your phone. It's okay to scroll and look at things that you like, but then also set your timer each day for new content. Maybe you're just in a funk and you don't know what that is. So, maybe search inspiration, motivation. Like Tashina said, Google's, you can be your best friend. So what are some things that you want, and load up on those content days. And then you have things to pull from when you just don't have the time to do it. So I want to make sure you guys know you can get a lot done in focused hours. And so if you have 1 hour a day, awesome. You're going to want to load that up with KPIs, with host to post, with messaging, with doing those work, and then go back to it. And don't worry if somebody messages you and you don't get to them for a day or two, they're not going to go anywhere. Like, I think we feel like, oh my gosh, if I get this post up, or if I'm asking and people comment, I need to respond right away. It's okay if you don't. You just know to go back and let them know, hey, I was, in a meeting from this time, and I'm glad that I can help you now. So don't freak out when you do that. Tashina, what other things have you kind of really felt like has helped you stay consistent?
So I'm such a routine person. So honestly, I write my list down every single day. I don't print it out. I'm old school. I write everything out. I typically write the things that I like doing least first on my list, because just right away then I have to get that done. And then I know that hard thing is going to get done. And then I write tally marks behind everything. I think building community, so whether you don't have a team at all or you have even just one on your team, showing that you're part of something is huge. And I know summer's crazy busy. It's busy for moms, their kids are home and you want to have all the fun, because Michigan, you only get to have all the fun in a certain amount of months because it's crappy the rest of the time. So for me, I just recently, I'm doing like one day a week, my house is open and we're going to work, and it's a scheduled 4-hour work time once a week. You can get a lot of work done in 4 hours. And it helps me stay accountable too. And I like having that community. Like I said, I used to work 3 jobs. Working by myself is a totally different ballgame, and it gets boring. And it is boring, but it's the boring work that gets the job done. And there wasn't always things at my other job that I loved to do either, but they had to be done or I would have gotten fired. So I'm my own boss now, and I have to be as hard on myself as I was my employees. And that sucks because I was a little bit hard on my employees. I'm not gonna lie. So I have high expectations for other people, and I needed to start putting high expectations on myself. And I think I didn't do that for a long time. I was in, but I wasn't all in. I was thinking this could never happen to me. How am I going to be the leader that people need me to be? I didn't even know if I was ready to be that. And I'm still afraid of that. I'm not going to lie. So I think just doing what you need to do to show other people that it can be done is the biggest thing. And then everybody else who wants it will trickle behind you. But you have to be the worker. Like, I have to work harder than anybody on my team. And so I've been there for so long that people have come and went. And so I know that I can only really count on myself to get it done. And I want to bring my husband home, and it's not going to happen without being super consistent every day.
Well, guys, and here's the thing that she just said that was so amazing. And I don't know if you heard it, but I'm going to explain it a little bit differently. The difference between having an employee mindset and having an entrepreneur mindset. Having an employee mindset and being an employee, you have to do things because that's what your job causes for you to do. You know, she had to do the things that she didn't like because that was her job. If she didn't do it, she got fired. Well, everything that you get to do for yourself as an entrepreneur is voluntary. It's optional. That's why so few people get anywhere with being an entrepreneur, is because of the fact that they're always waiting for somebody to tell them to do something. We've given you steps and things to do. So we've given you a list. Now it's up to you to take that and do it consistently, because there's nobody that's going to check your homework. There's no, like Tashina said, she's got to outwork everybody because she knows that she needs to get the work done so that she can get what she wants. She's not being told to do it. She has to do it herself.
Yeah, I was just going to kind of follow up on that a little bit, you guys, is if you want something, do it for you and the rest will follow. And don't worry if people aren't doing it or they are doing it. Just continue to do what your best self, putting your best self forward. So if you want better product results, start using the product. If you want, to make that $100, like I know, cause she's like, oh, got a customer in for the week. I'm so glad I started my week off good, like on Monday. So she knows she wants 5 loyal customers by Friday midnight, because that kicks out $100. You guys, that's an extra bonus. That's just something that they've recently added. So newbies, I'm excited for you, because I know at the beginning, just even getting a customer is a big deal and it's exciting. And so if you can get 5, you're going to get paid out $100. One more and you're going to get your $150 in shopping spree. So that's awesome. So if you want $400 this month, do 5 loyal customers each week, and that's $400. That's a lot of extra money. That could be a half of a house payment, a car payment, whatever. And that's just a bonus with customers, you guys. So having that checklist, being focused on making that happen. Don't just settle by, okay, I want to get 10 hosts to post up. If you got 10 up and they didn't do anything, you can push yourself to do more, because you want 5 loyal customers in a week, right? What would you do? Your $100 is hanging in front of you. It's going to burn up if you don't get those. Like, that's the worst thing. I'm like, I don't want to leave the money on the table. I want that money. Like, it's yours and you just got to go grab it. So that's exciting. And then of course we have fast start. So when you enroll a distributor and they get 6 loyal customers in their first 30 days, it's another 150 that kicked out to you, but they're also making cash. And then you have your monthly income. So I want to make sure you guys know that there's so many different ways to make it. I don't want it to be confusing, but you get cash from selling the product. So you can use, like, do all the things, Venmo, PayPal, Cash App, take all the monies, right? Don't leave anything. So if you don't have those apps or know how to take the money, go learn and download all the ways to take the money, and then go for your 5 loyal customers this week. Anything is possible. You can get 5 in a day. Like when you're doing the things, if you're asking and you're focused on that's what you want, it will happen. Think positive about that. And then who do you want on your team? And the best part is when you guys are focused on those loyal customers, you're going to have people to go back to the following week and say, hey, you know what? I know you just ordered, but maybe you should be a distributor and make the money. We just opened up a way, and all you need to do is get 5 loyal customers each week and you can get $100. And that's just an extra bonus. So when you get customers, it's another door open for the opportunity to bring on business. And so if you're doing those things, it's just one more way. And then those fast start bonuses paid out weekly. And then of course your residual income, which do those things. Cause if you're new, your residual income, I remember getting my first check and thinking, well, I can't live on that. So how can I make $1,000? Like that was what I needed. And so I did the fast starts, and now we have the $100 with customers. So what is a number that you really want each month? And if it's $300, awesome. We want to make sure that you know how to do that in the fast start program, and now the new customer program, and then earning cash. And then that monthly check can just be extra. Wouldn't that be cool to have? You know, as a black diamond, we'll put the income disclosure on this, but a black diamond makes over $100,000 a month, you guys, for 6 consecutive months. That's my extra money. I want to go for my $1,000. I work for $1,000 a month. Like that's what I work for. And then that check would be extra. So I want that for you guys. What would an extra $3,000 a month, 5,000, 10,000, what does that look like for you? And how do you get that? By doing these simple steps every day, every week, every month, year after year, and not worrying too, you guys, if people say no, they don't pay my bills. Like, I don't care if they don't want to do this. That's fine. I'm going for the yes. Like Tashina said at the beginning, those are the ones that I want. And it doesn't mean that they won't say yes 3-4 years from now. Tashina had somebody join that was watching her for 5 years, you guys. She just joined as a distributor. She had been watching. So that's another key. You don't want to quit because people watch you. We just don't know how long it's going to take. So make sure that you guys do that. And I'm going to leave you guys with this. I think this is a good reminder, is 11 things I wish I knew as a newbie. Do you guys want to hear those? What it would be as a newbie? I think this applies to all of us on when we get in summer months, it could just be like, oh, okay, I'm just doing the things and not really doing the things. I want you guys to have the results from doing the things. So first thing is be consistent. You guys are going to hear that all the time. That's key. The business is simple, but it does take work. Okay. Sometimes working when you don't feel like it. You guys, there's times when I don't want to do these things either, but I know once I do it, I feel better. And I think you guys can do that. Say that the same thing is like, once you get it done, you're like, oh, I accomplished that. That's that check mark. Make sure you do that. Remember, you're your own boss in this. You control your paycheck. So if you want to put paycheck, you have to put in the work, just like any other job. A consistent and uninterrupted 1-hour day can drastically raise your paycheck in this biz. And that's so true, being consistent on that. 2, be excited. You can't expect others to be if you're not, right? Then they will feed your energy. If you don't feel like you're being overly excited, then you're not excited enough. It might feel weird to be excited, but just try it and watch things change. So, you know, I like doing this to Joel. He's not a natural smiler. He just like always just like the same face. So sometimes I'm like, just smile for 30 seconds, just hold it. And so if you guys do that right now, it completely changes everything about your attitude, and life is so much better when you do that. So you guys can always think of me now when you're like, I got to smile for 30 seconds because Stephanie Dunn told me to do it, and your life will be forever changed. I promise you.
Is it 30 seconds yet?
And it feels like it's so long, but maybe y'all need to go live and do this challenge with people and see, like, we've never done that. Like, that's a good idea. I'm going to do that too. So we need to do that. So here's the next one, is go live. It shows people that most authentic, unfiltered version of you. Like, it's weird. Everything's filtered all the time. So just go live, and people love that. They'll be able to see you. They'll trust you. Plus, people love watching other people. It's weird, right? So I know when people go live, I want to see what's in their background. Like in your squares right now, I'm like, where are they at? Are they in their living room? Are they in their kitchen? Are they outside? Like, where are they? So make sure you go live. 4, be a product of the product. You're constantly going to hear us say that. People want to see results. Newbies, if you're new and you don't have results, you can maybe say what you felt on just even trying a product. So making sure that, what did it taste like? Are you excited about something? Maybe you saw a friend lose weight with a product and that's how you came on, until you are a product of the product. So people want to see your results, not someone else's. They want to know you're using the product yourself before they purchase from you. And can you blame them? So if you want success, use the product. Be patient. I think this should be like probably number 1. You won't be rich tomorrow. Sorry, guys, you can't in a day. I wanted the money to fall like right then, but I knew like successful people, they get it. They understand they got to put in some work. But what I do love is you can make instant money with this. So cash, the weekly and the monthly. So if you want $100 in a day, you can do that by using the cash. But even if a year from now you weren't making $2,000 a month, how will that change your life? That was an average diamond earning. You have leaders who have gone diamond in 90 to 100 days, 120 days. You also have leaders who have gone in 6 months and around their 1-year anniversary. We are no different than you. We just made the decision to do it and don't look back. So that's a diamond. If you want an extra $2,000 a month and you're only putting in 1 hour a week, it's going to take you a little bit longer than somebody that puts in maybe 2 or 3 hours a day to hit diamond. Okay. So we don't know the journey. So understand that, like, you just want to make sure you do that. So I love to be in the patient. Learn to love the no's. I think that's the scary word that nobody wants to hear is no, but think of little kids. They drive you crazy and you can tell them no over and over and they keep going and going and going until they get the yes. And most parents cave, right? They're like, fine, you can have that toy or whatever, or okay, well, we'll do this way. So I totally understand hearing no's or being left unread. That can be super frustrating. Do you know what those tons of unread or unanswered messages are now? A growing seed. It's just not right now. I can almost promise at some point they will jump in or they will refer someone who does. Always be kind. So don't ever think when you're messaging that no is like a terrible thing. They completely understand. Hey, do you know anybody that's looking for extra money? So maybe you're talking to them about the business. Have you heard any of your friends or family members that maybe are looking to make an extra $300 to $500 a month? 7, follow up, follow up, follow up. Write that down, you guys.
Fortune is in the follow-up.
Yes, that's your money maker. It's not usually that first ask. It's making sure we follow up. We are in the follow-up business. It's part of the consistent reputation that's got to happen to make the cash. Not everyone signs the first time you talk to them. In fact, it will take most people anywhere from 5 to 12 times to follow up before they jump in. How many times have you got asked before they actually say yes? That's why we stay organized. Keyword organized. You have a system for your follow-up. You don't want to do all the work, stop following up and have someone else's close the deal. That's the thing that I love is you all can get customers sometimes and you forget to offer the business. And that's where I can come swooping in and be like, well, or any leader that's a red, that's a dominant, that's not afraid to talk to them about business, be like, well, you should totally do this business. You know, you can upgrade to be a distributor and it's only $49 right now. I've got a code. Is this something that you want to do? It's easy. This is the information I need. I make it that simple for them. I don't give them like a ton of information, but make sure that you're asking always, because if you don't ask, somebody else will. So make sure that you do that. 8, stay plugged in and close to the fire. You guys are doing that. Congratulations. You're staying close to the fire in the summer. So you should be like smiling, hold it for 30 seconds and be like, I'm on a Zoom on some summer night where I could be out doing something else. And so in my experience, when I distance myself from team pages and chats, trainings and events, I get off track. I start losing focus and desire. I lose sight of my vision. Remember that what we do is not the norm. Not everyone understands it or sees it. That's why you've got to stay close to those who do. it's easy to start thinking I'm not good enough, or man, maybe my business isn't growing. Maybe I should go over here. Maybe I should just quit. Maybe I'm a one hit wonder. And so I want you guys to understand that it's important to stay close to the fire, because we all feel that way, but we encourage each other, because I may do a host to post and get nothing. And then the week following, I'm like, holy cow, it's on fire right now. 9, pay attention to your mindset and thoughts. So kind of that goes in hand with the staying plugged in, staying close to the fire. Think you can't, you won't. Think you can, eventually you will. Our thoughts and words hold the power. I used to think this was crazy, but look at me now. So it's important to pay attention to the things you're telling yourself. You can do this and anything else you desire to do in life. You just have to believe in yourself. And Joel was great at teaching me that early on. So if there's somebody that you know that's saying that you can do anything, that they believe in you, coaches are great at doing that and speaking that over their they're not players. I'm like, what is the word? But I'm thinking that. And then moms, we tell our kids they can be and do anything in this world, right? So why don't we talk to ourselves like that? We literally can do anything that we want. And it's just taking that one step to create it. And then take care of your customers. I so wish I would have done this from the beginning. It's one of my biggest regrets with my organization. Your customers are trusting you. So make sure you're checking in with your customers. Newbies, I love this, Emily. I think that's your name, that you're brand new on this. What a great way to start. Maybe this is your day that you're going to be a great retention gatherer with your customers, making sure that you're responding, getting them to do a post for you. How are you doing with the product? Again, that comes back to organization and staying on track. And then 11, this is the big one. This is where it's all going to happen, is take action. We can give you all the Zooms, you guys. We can tell you all the things. But if you just hold on to it and do nothing, you're not going to be any farther ahead than where you were. So make sure you take action. Even if you're scared and you know it's not perfect, just do it. Messy action eventually becomes better action. You can't get better if you don't try. That's how you learn. And we are in a learn as you go business. Be easy on yourself and just begin. You're already made the hardest step by jumping in. Now let's do something with that and show everyone what you're capable of. So that is it, you guys. Like, I love at the beginning that it said this business is simple, but it's still work, right? We want to make sure that you guys understand this. But with this business, it pays so much differently than checking in and going at your time clock and being capped out at whatever income that is. And with this, you are uncapped. You are whatever you want to make, you can make with this. And I love that about this kind of business. Mm-hmm. Were you going to say something?
Nope.
Oh, I saw him going. I think he was like, yep. That's why you always love this. I think Joel says it best is, it all starts with one, but then the church was made. And how's your little story go? You share it, because I'm going to mess it up. You share your story.
It's a perfect business model, because it was what Jesus did. Obviously, he started with 12. Those 12 turned into 72. 72 turned into a couple hundred. And then, we've got churches all over the world now. It is a perfect business model. And the great thing that I like about our business is that our business is pretty much personal development with a paycheck. Mm-hmm. You're learning and doing things that you never would have had to do before, again, being an employee. So this is going to stretch and cause you to grow further. And the thing is they've said, once a mind is stretched to a certain point, it can never go back to where it was originally. So once you get that taste of freedom, like Tashina has, all of a sudden it's hard to go back and work for somebody else when you've been so used to working for yourself. So you're going to stretch yourself so far that you're going to get to a point where all of a sudden this is the only option, because you've become unemployable by your own free will.
That's right. I just love that. You say it the best. I knew I was going to mess it up. So it's so simple, so fun. I just love you guys. Went a little bit over. I thought we could get it in, but I reminded myself of those 11 things as a newbie. Like, I wish somebody would have shared that with me. And I hope that helped you. I hope that just got you excited again to know that just put in that action. We see you working. We see you doing that. Don't beat yourself up for the things that you didn't do, and start today. I love that. Every day is a fresh new day to do whatever we want. And here, we love you. We are excited for you. We encourage you. We want you to win. So surround yourself with people that want to win, that don't beat you up, and have that success with that. So Tashina, I love you because I've seen you change so much. You bring so much amazingness to people, so much positivity. You push yourself, you push others, and I just love what you've done. And I love all those tips that you're always sharing, because she's out doing the work and it's paying off for her big time. And I'm just so proud of her. So I'm just proud of all of you guys too for getting on. I know I'm always like, I'm going to forget somebody if I say it. So Tanya, I see you on here. I know you're back in the game, going to kick your booty. I said I'd be pushing on you a little bit. That's just because I believe in you so much. So I love you guys. Have an awesome week. I was going to say happy Monday, but it's Tuesday. We'll see you again next Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern, but have an amazing week, guys. See you later.